Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata 559. As you may remember, Krishna went home to see his parents. Chapter 14, Parikshit, the Ashwamedha Yagna. Vyasa was a frequent visitor to the court of Yudhishthira. He came again and was honored. He knew that the king had still not gotten over his grief. He said, "It will be a very great achievement if you perform the yagna called Ashwamedha. It will make you happy, and it's proper for a monarch to do so." He told the Pandavas that it was not an easy thing, since it needed immense wealth, and they could get it from the Himalayan mountains. The Maruts had buried their treasure under the slopes of the great mountain. Yudhishthira was very pleased with this suggestion of the wise Vyasa. He found that his brothers too welcomed the suggestion with enthusiasm. Bhima was particularly happy, since he found his brother enthusiastic about something. He was tired of seeing the incessant mourning of Yudhishthira. As for Arjuna, he was thrilled at the thought of fighting once again. He offered to go round the world leading the sacrificial horse. He'd conquer all the kings who would dare to oppose him. The Pandavas sent word to Krishna that they were all going towards the Himalayas with the purpose of collecting the untold wealth of the Maruts. That the king was going to perform the Ashwamedha according to the suggestion of Vyasa. They requested Krishna and Balarama and all the Vrishnis to go to Hastinapura as early as they could. The kingdom was left in the hands of Yuyutsu, and Yudhishthira set out with great happiness. He loved the Himalayas, and his heart was light. Vyasa was wise in his suggestion. This new plan was keeping the king occupied. He had something to do, and he had no time to brood. They went to their beloved Himalayas and spent some time there. They collected the wealth of the Maruts and began their return home. The entire host of the Vrishnis had reached Hastinapura to attend the Ashwamedha of Yudhishthira. They came even before the Pandavas had returned from the north. The main reason for this early arrival was this: Uttara's child was to be born at any moment. Krishna knew that it would not be alive when it came. He had taken an oath that he would give it life in spite of its being burnt by the great Brahma Shirshastra. Krishna had come early to give life to that child, the heir to the throne of the Pauravas. They spent a few happy days there, and then the great day came. Uttara gave birth to a child which had no life. Knowing this by instinct, Krishna, accompanied by Satyaki, hurried to the chambers where Uttara was lying in bed. He met Kunti coming out of the room weeping and wailing. She saw Krishna and said, "Krishna, you have got to give life to the hope of the Pandavas. Your nephew's child has got to live. You are my only hope. Come with me and see that the child wants to live but cannot, since Ashwatthama has not allowed it to live." Krishna raised up the weeping queen and said, "Do not fear. I have promised that I will make the child of Abhimanyu live. I will do it even if I have to spend all the punya I've acquired all these days." Krishna entered the chamber of Uttara. They were all there: Draupadi, Subhadra, all the women of the royal household. Uttara saw him and rushed to him and fell at his feet. She fainted away. They lifted her up and placed her on the couch nearby. Krishna saw the tiny little body of the newborn child. It was lifeless. His heart was swelling with affection for this bit of flesh, which was all that was left of his beloved Abhimanyu. It had to be revived. Yes, it had to be. Krishna's face was now stern. His smile had vanished. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.